No matter where you are on the unit circle, your x value is always going to be cosine and your y is always going to be sine. Let me show you how we get that. So let's start with cosine. Cosine is always x over r, which is your radius. Now remember, on the unit circle, your r is always a 1. So it's going to be x over 1, which of course is just x. And that's how cosine is your x value. And we can do the same with sine. So we'll get sine. Now remember, sine is always y over r. So if we did the same thing, it'll be y over 1, which is your radius, which is of course just y, and that's why sine is your y value. So if somebody wanted to ask you, what is the cosine of pi over 4 radians, you just follow the line, you see a square root of 2 over 2. Now let's say somebody wanted to ask you, what is the sine of 135 degrees? Same thing, you follow the line, you see a square root of 2 over 2. Let's do one more. What if we wanted to know what was the cosine of 4 pi over 3? So you just follow the line and you see it's negative 1/2. Now in order for me to explain how we got those numbers, we're going to have to think back and remember our right special triangles. So let's start with this triangle, which is your 45, 45, 90 degree triangle. Your hypotenuse or radius is going to be square root of 2. Your x value is going to be 1, and your y value will also be 1. So if we focus on the 45 degree angle in the first quadrant, so it's going to be this angle right here. Here's your 90 degrees. So this is going to be a 45 degree angle. And I'm going to show you how we got the cosine. So your cosine of 45 degrees will be x over r. So let's look at the triangle again. Your x value is going to be 1. And your radius is going to be square root of 2. So it's going to be 1 square root of 2. Now we can simplify this. You times this top and bottom by square root of 2. So the top will be square root of 2. And the bottom, if you times square root of 2 times square root of 2, you get square root of 4, and that could be simplified to just 2. So that's how you get cosine of square root of 2 over 2 for the 45 degree angle. Now let's focus on the 30, 60, 90 triangle. So again, your radius is going to be 2. Your x value is going to be square root of 3, and your y value is going to be 1. So now if you focus on the 30 degree angle, the first one in the first quadrant, which would be this one. Here's your right triangle, so 90 degrees, and now we go to 30 degree. So what if we want to do sine of 30 degrees? So now remember, your sine is going to be y over r. So let's look at the triangle one more time. So your y value is going to be 1. And your radius for 30, 60, 90 triangle is 2. So that actually is your answer, 1/2. So sine of 30 degrees is 1/2. Now let's do one just a little more challenging. What if we wanted to know the cosine of 150 degrees? So you start at the initial line on the x-axis, go up to 150 degrees. So 150 degrees, which is also equivalent to 5 pi over 6 radians. Now for me, 150 degrees is a little hard to work with. So what I like to do in these cases is try to think of the reference angle. So the reference angle, remember, you're in quadrant 2, so it's 180 minus 150, which of course will give you your 30 degree angle, which is a 30, 60, 90 right triangle, so that works out nice. So if we do the cosine, now remember, of 30 degrees, it's going to be x over r as before. So now let's look at the x value. It's going to be square root of 3 in this case. And how about the r? What is the radius? Radius is going to be a 2. So you get square root of 3 over 2. Now remember, you're in quadrant 2, so don't forget that in quadrant 2, your cosine or your x value is negative. I hope this video helped a little. Thank you for watching and good luck.